Oh, are we here? Are we on? Okay. It's GTV. It's Thursday, the 16th of June. It's the afternoon. It's around 3 o'clock. And birds are singing outside. The weather's quite nice. And for once, the neighbours are not working on something in their garden. They tend to want to drill things, cut things with power saws, or dig up the earth with some loud machinery. So if you hear something in the background, that's what it is. I was looking at different subjects that I want to talk about today, and I have a number of ridiculous things that have been on my mind because life's like that sometimes. A lot of things happening. I ended up having a discussion this morning about the nature of atoms, and that was sort of quite interesting. Wanted to talk about that, but that's going to have to wait. I had a little walk with my girlfriend and my son as well. Made me think about a lot of things. Watching my son play with water made me wonder if there's something that we hadn't forgotten as we grow up. Anyway, this should be something educational, so I decided to try to find an educational topic. Isn't everything educational, really? I suppose. Last week, I went to an ELT conference in Bratislava, Slovakia, and it was my first ELT conference, and it was quite well organized, and I met a lot of interesting people, which is what it's about. It's about going out. It's about meeting people. It's about expressing the ideas that you have in your head, sharing them with other people, and getting some feedback from them. Sometimes positive, sometimes negative, whatever. It's feedback. Anyway, the point that I want to make is that there were so-called important people there. Important people. They wear suits and they sit in a different place from everyone else. I guess that defines important people. Some of them have nice big cars that are chauffeur-driven as well. Anyway, one of these important people was Minister of Education for this beautiful country, and he made a little speech. And during the speech, he actually said that he and he said that in a comparative study of uh, of occupations in the same wage bracket, teachers were paid on average 20% higher than the other occupations there. Now, I didn't mention what occupations were there, but basically, in essence, teachers get 20% higher pay than they should, and the unions, he said, should just be happy and satisfied with that. So should the teachers. Now, my girlfriend's mother is a teacher in this country. Now, you don't need to have someone in your family to understand what's going on here. You just need to be able to do simple mathematics and add up the numbers. Now, she's been teaching for all of her adult life. She hopes to retire in a few years, and she'll get, with her retirement, basically not enough money to pay the basic bills that she needs to pay: water, electric, for any other taxes for services around her house, and that'll be it. She'll basically just have enough money to get some food. Um, Fantastic. I mean, what is the point? Who are you going to attract into teaching if you have a situation like that? So the minister's there. He presents this information to the teachers. There's about 250 to 300 teachers there, and they sit there. They sit there in silence and listen to this man speak, which says something about the mentality of this country. I'm not criticizing the mentality of people here, but really, there are times when you need to react to things as they happen. Otherwise, you're never going to react to them at all. And that was just plain, absolute silence there. And to be honest, I was only half paying attention to the minister because he was extremely boring, and my mind had started to drift onto other things, as it does. Um, and it was just drawn back in by this. Did I really hear him say what he really said? You know, I had to think carefully, and I had to go up to other people afterwards and say, did he say that? You know, did he mean that? And it's shocking what passes for intelligence in terms of the perspective of authority and in government. This man clearly has very little idea what he's talking about. I'm not saying he's not intelligent, because I'm quite sure he is intelligent. He wouldn't be there if he didn't have some form or level or idea of what he was talking about, or be able to debate or carry on a conversation in the topic. Also, looking at a few other people in those positions, I wonder myself, but he obviously has no idea what situation teachers have to face. A lot of them taking second jobs in private language schools just in order to keep things going. I mean, they're lucky. I mean, the best thing that a teacher can hope for is that they're probably going to marry someone who's not a teacher, and then their quality of their life will increase because they'll have more money. Or they're just going to get out of teaching, as most of the teachers I know have gone into private business. They've got out of teaching and they feel much happier. They've got more money. They've got more control over their lives. Anyway, back to the point. I wanted to share some information. So I did a little bit of research, my research paper, and I was looking at teachers' salaries in international comparison. What do I want to make a note of here? Well, the job description under international comparison is quite interesting. A teacher's job includes the following responsibilities. Check this out. Prepares annual programs of work for classes in secondary education establishment, gives instruction and conducts discussions, maintains discipline in class, prepares, assigns and corrects exercises, sets, administers and marks tests and examinations, and reports on pupils' progress to head teacher and parents. It's a basic international definition of the duties and responsibilities of a teacher. First of all, it's very scientific, and I'm not sure that education is really, true education, is it really a scientific process? Is it really, can it really be brought down to zeros and ones and statistics? Can you really staticize the education development and the process that takes place in the mind? I don't think you can, and it's interesting to note that there's nothing there about happiness either, or well-being, or health, or development. It's also just to perform functions. I mean, you might as well just be in a desk in an office. In a desk. You might as well be in a desk, at a desk, oh my god, in an office somewhere. Anyway, the points that I wanted to make were the highest paid teachers, the countries where the teachers have the greatest average salary according to international statistics are, first place, the United States. Net monthly income, that's after expenses and losses, is around $4,000 per month, apparently. Now, these statistics are 2005, so they're 5 years old. Might have gone up, might have gone down a little bit, but I reckon that the ratio of comparison is still the same. Other countries that also highly pay their teachers, the UK, it's $3,500, Germany $3,300, Norway $3,500. Oh, great. Now, you run down the list here, you get to the countries at the lower end of the scale. So I'm going to read these in reverse order. I mean, there are countries with worse salaries than these, but these are just statisticized from, I just created a word there, from national statistics studies here. So we've got the Philippines, where you get $237 per month. And the drilling starts from 90%. Thank you very much. Anyway, so if you can hear something in the background, it's drilling. It's the neighbors. We then got Romania, which is $302. We've then got Latvia, 357, and then Slovakia, where the average income is $363, which is about that's less than a tenth of what the American teachers get, or even around about a tenth of what say British and Norwegian teachers get. What's the point? What's the point? What's the point in even teaching when you get that kind of salary? I mean, it's not enough to do anything. You need a second job. As I said, you're going to have to hope that if you're going to find a partner who's doing a different job. Two teachers marry each other, that's it. Your quality of life is, especially in this country. Advice to teachers: leave, go somewhere else, do something else. That's the only way it'll make it better. Because you're not going to change anything, because you all sit at home frightened about complaining about things because you say, oh, I might lose my job if I complain about something. Oh, I'm really worried. Oh, what kind of life is that? What kind of life is that if you're living in fear of losing your job because you can't complain about your job because you want to make things better for yourself? If you want to make things better, you want to make things better, and that's it. If you sit at home twiddling your thumbs, cutting your toenails, whatever you do at home, then it's just not going to improve at all. I know that some people are happy because they don't have to think too much in their job because everything's prepared for them. Great. I know that some people love being a teacher. They love sharing information with people. Great, but don't you want a better quality of life? You do. You want a better quality of life. You want to be able to have that holiday every year and refresh your brain. I mean, the holiday, I mean going away. I mean, what's the point in having 2 months holiday if you don't have the money to go anywhere? You can have fun. You can buy a tent, and you can open a bus, I suppose. But I mean, what kind of message does that give about society when we leave our education in the hands of people that we don't care about enough to pay any money to actually give them a decent quality of life in order to improve anything at all? Ugh. Don't you get it? Don't you get it? Now, what happens in other countries when the teachers are unhappy? Well, I've got a note here from the 14th of June. That's 2 days ago. This is from the BBC, the British Brainwashing Corporation. Thousands of schools are said to be hit by a series of walkouts after teachers-backed strike action. You have to strike if you want something. These government sector jobs, you really got to fight there. You're not free to do anything that you want to do. Strike action in England and Wales over changes to the pensions. Basically, they're lowering the pensions, increasing the retirement age, and screwing the teachers over in the process. They're taking advantage of them, and they're saying, "Thank you very much, thank you very much. Yes, yes, you get less, and we expect you to give more because things always have to improve and get better." The Association of Teachers and Lecturers and the National Union of Teachers expect a walkout in the near future. Unions say pension changes will leave them working longer, paying more, and getting less when they retire because the government doesn't care. Work it out, work it out. Your education depends upon yourself. The government are SCREW in the system. The unions say the pension changes, I just read that, the government insists any changes will be fair and affordable. Will be fair and affordable. Don't worry about it. They've got it all under control. Isn't that lovely? Union striking mean that almost every school will be affected. There was something else that I wanted to point out here as well. Yes, the Association of Teachers and Lecturers members, 83% voted to back the strike action, although the turnout was only 35%. Only 35% of lecturers actually cared enough to actually turn up and state what they wanted to state. So what do I want to say by this? I want to say that you got to fight for your rights, as the Beastie Boys said. You really got to stand up and complain when people take advantage of you. And that's it. I'll post links. Thank you.